Hello. Today we're at the last episode of our game show. Bhavya is not wearing jeans. He forgot.
I wear t-shirts.
He likes shorts. I can't see half the screen in front of me because there's a booming light in front of me. Thank you, Bhavya, again. But anyway, we are at the last episode of the CFR game show, and it's all about oceans. Today on set, we have all the leads of CFR. We have Bhavya, Abhiya, and me. And as our guests, we have Dr. Ash. Dr. Ash is an amazing person. He has been with CFR, behind CFR, the whole journey. So, Dr. Ash, do you want to introduce yourself? I think you're on mute, Dr. Ash.
I just want to say that I'm absolutely delighted to be here. I'm so thrilled that here we are and the day has arrived. And what a special subject to be discussing with you. And before we get started, I just want to say that I've been following the incredible proceedings. My heartiest congratulations. We shall continue to be played. Thank you. Thanks for having me. So I just wanted to say, wait, we can't hear you.
Okay, so I was on mute, sorry. I was saying that let's dive into the episode. We only have one tall talk this time, no games, unfortunately. But after the tall talk, we'll be going into a closing ceremony. I don't know about these guys, but I want to sleep after the game show is over. So
Is it because the game was starting or because you have a flight?
my flight's tomorrow. It's just because the game show's tiring. Let me have my moment.
The game show's been.
The game show's
The
been
game
tiring.
show's been.
Yes. So we are going to go into the tall talk. Let me see if I can share this. I'm not sure. Do you have it open?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So there we go. Oh, wait, I didn't share audio. Never mind. I don't think there's one time we've done this properly. I generally don't think we've done it even once properly. But anyway, so that is the tall talk. Let me. Okay. Stop laughing. Yeah. Okay. There we go.
The ocean, an incredibly deep and incredibly vast body, with so much poetry written about it that it's safe to say that nature's nightmare fuel has been the subject of fascination for pretty much all of human history. The ocean is also the center of a scientifically inaccurate but much loved movie, Finding Nemo. It is the second most popular Pixar and third most popular animated film of all times, which is a pretty big feat considering how many movies of such exist in today's world. As consumers and human beings, we interact with the marine life on a daily basis, and our actions directly impact life underwater. But do you think that Finding Nemo gives an accurate impression of the ocean to its young and impressionable audience? The film's antagonists are people, ranging from the diver who's a photography fan to the 8-year-old niece who attempts to kill the fish. It is safe to say that the movie depicts humans in a not so pleasant manner. It shows us that we play around with marine creatures as if props or toys. And is the movie even wrong? Recently, we have been made aware about the great atrocities that take place in animal entertainment parks. Characters such as these depict very dark but very real issues in a simplified manner. However, it's important to understand that these issues are not always caused because of individuals. While as members of society, it is important that we know the impacts of our action. The oil and fishing industry are just some examples of how large-scale companies are destroying, slowly but surely, our oceans. And they do have a cameo in the movie. The movie's main characters include a variety of lovable, scaly, and slimy creatures like Bruce, a white shark modeled after the villainous sand tiger from the movie Jaws, the leader of a fish-friendly shark support group. This representation of the ocean's most misunderstood creatures is an important one. Sharks aren't the human chompers that the media makes them out to be. They are, in fact, very picky eaters. This large and mainstream conception is destigmatized through characters such as Bruce, who consistently make an effort to improve their relationship with others. Additionally, the movie accurately depicts the stress caused to fish while living in small areas like personal aquariums. Making escape seem like a Mission Impossible style adventure is a clever technique to explain to kids that fish don't actually want to stay with you. It's not all glittering waters and sparkling seashells. The characters in the movie experience some very pressing and present dangers, such as when Dory is injured by the jellyfish, or when Marlin gets lost in polluted waters, or where all of them are tangled in a fishnet. However, many scientific details are brushed over. For example, after Coral's death, Marlin should have developed female reproductive organs and would have probably eaten Nemo in the process of regaining nutrients for his forthcoming gender swap. It doesn't exactly sound wholesome in context and would frankly make for a much shorter movie. Additionally, a lot more trash should have been found inside the body of the whale. A whole lot more. Beached whales have been found to ingest over 100 kilograms of garbage. Ocean debris doesn't disappear, it simply reappears in the body of our beloved gentle giants. Additionally, in the movie, polluted waters are restricted to certain areas, but in reality, in the Great Barrier Reef, where the movie was shot, the oceans are extremely vulnerable to harmful man-made activity and are murky with tons of oil that has been poured into them. It's a sobering thought, and its exclusion was a choice made. The movie Finding Nemo made decisions along the way which made it lose its scientific accuracy. However, as a whole, do you think that it did a good job in portraying the oceans? And what do you think they could have done better?
Okay, so I think the question of the product was pretty clear. What do you think, Bhavya? Do you want to start?
Yeah, sure. So I remember watching Finding Nemo as a kid, and I was absolutely fascinated by its depiction of the ocean. I don't think I really understood what the ocean was or what it had inside of it before I watched the film. And I think one thing that we have to consider, there are points brought out about how it's very effective in kind of talking about why the ocean is being damaged. We have scenes that relate to human fishing, where Marlin and I think Dory get trapped inside of a net, and we have the seagulls, and we have the entire dentist throwing plastic bags everywhere. But also we have to understand that the movie came out nearly like more than a decade ago now, right? The landscape of the ocean has changed, and obviously we have been polluting them for a long time, but our understanding of our impact has been growing much more recently than it had before. As a kids film, I think it works definitely really well because it emphasizes that our impact is negative in a lot of ways. But as maybe like a scientific documentary, it could potentially do better.
Yeah, I think that because their target audience is something that's very different, I don't think that they have a the question is, do they have a responsibility to be a documentary?
Yeah.
I mean, see, I think that the impact of something that's like scientifically accurate would be greater. Mostly because so on the way here, we were discussing Inside Out and how it very accurately kind of depicts human emotions and how it's been used in a lot of spaces like therapy and things like that. So I think that if a movie is scientifically accurate, the kind of the potential for its impact is wider and greater and can touch more people's lives that way.
Yeah, I think, yeah, that's fair. But again, the question comes out, did Pixar have a responsibility to go up to that standard? Right? Is it fair for us in because in today's context, oceans are very, very prominent and they're a prominent discussion point. But is it fair to expect Pixar to have thought of Finding Nemo as a way of spreading awareness 10 years ago?
I don't think that was its purpose, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't.
I think that, yeah, exactly. I agree with you that, it could have been better made, but the question is, was it its purpose? Dr. Ash, what do you think about this?
Well, yeah, I tend to agree that, I don't think that the specific purpose of Finding Nemo was to create awareness about the ocean, but at the same time, you brought up something important here, Ved, which is that we have over a period of time, there has been a greater awareness about the vulnerability of the ocean, the importance of the ocean in our lives. And I think it's one of those movies that forever, at least for many generations, continue to stay alive. And I think we've been able to relate a little bit of the importance of um, importance of the ocean as we appreciate the fact that marine life is life, and there's just wonder beneath the ocean. And I think it gives you an incredible peek into some of the exquisite beauty of the ocean. But beyond the beauty, I think just an appreciation that there's so much diversity there. So maybe I don't think it was sort of the key idea behind the movie, but I think people have gained an appreciation, especially as I think some of us at least have begun to understand just the relevance of the ocean in our lives, no matter where we live.
Yeah, I think that's an interesting thing because there are a lot of documentaries that come out. I don't know if you guys watched Octopus Teacher, but that's like
Oh, I
a
watched that.
yeah, so that's a new documentary in about this.
Yeah.
And I think that documentaries like these, yeah, some of them are targeted towards like spreading awareness, but also just by their amazing photography, or in this case, animation, it tells people that there is something to preserve, or there's something worth preserving. And it's like that, like, let's say a kid goes and watches Finding Nemo and it's like, I want to go to Great Barrier Reef. And let's say they happen to actually go and they see something that's different. It sparks them, it says that there was something much better. And so I think that indirectly also does some amount of awareness because it's just like that there's something beautiful to preserve,
Yeah, and I think it probably also sparks like discussion points as well. So because I remember when we had book clubs and things like that, like it's not just the content of the book itself, right? It's the discussions that you have with teachers and peers afterward
Yeah.
that kind of has a greater impact than the source material itself. I think that there's so much potential for Finding Nemo to be something that is, something that's discussed with among young kids.
If you like think about the oceans, because unless you're really into a lot of ocean activities like diving and kind of scuba diving and stuff, you don't really experience the beauty of the ocean, right?
Yeah.
Unless, I mean, in today's age, because of like film and because of TV shows and because of documentaries like that, we're able to do that.
Yeah.
I was also like talking about Doctor Steve. I was like obsessed with watching documentaries for like a few days just now. And I was watching one of David Attenborough's
Yeah.
documentaries. Well, he talks about ocean bleaching and coral bleaching and stuff. And he talks about how scientists kind of didn't really understand why it was happening. Because okay, think about the number, right? Global warming, right? 1 degree Celsius from the 1900s.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like a very big number. I mean, if we see changes of 5-6 degrees on a daily basis where we live. But the fact that the impact that 1 degree had on marine life, the fact that it kills coral reefs, the fact that it changes currents underwater and like basically destroys ecosystems is kind of evident of the scale of impact.
Yeah, I think that's like my mom was saying that day that somebody said that it's like if normal body temperature is 98.4 degrees Fahrenheit, if that was increased by 1, you would have fever, you'd have
Yeah.
100 fever. And that's like a big thing. I think it's like same pattern, right? It's 1 degree on theory, but it's just like having fever.
It's unfortunate that we don't feel the fever
Yeah.
with climate change.
Exactly.
With
But
climate-
yeah, you don't feel the fever, but it is fever for the
Yeah.
planet.
Yeah, I think like the sort of scientific aspect of all these things is a little bit difficult to kind of pitch to kids.
Yeah.
In the sense that I mean you can't contextualize a lot of it, right? So I think maybe scientific accuracy isn't shouldn't be the priority because it's doing its job, the movie, right? So
Do you think that okay, so Finding Nemo made choices, right? So it made a choice of, let's say, accusing the fishing industry. What do you think had that impact? Let's say a child goes and watches fishing industry. Do you think that has an impact on how they perceive buying fish in a market?
oh yeah, definitely. I mean, for me as a kid, I remember I watched this one show where some chicken was killed to like be eaten. And I remember like spending a lot of time refusing to eat chicken after that because I was like, oh my God, it's the same thing, And I think definitely like things like this
Yeah.
have a completely different impact.
I think
Yeah.
also, I mean, the unfortunate thing is that in a lot of places, we don't really have the choice to kind of refuse that either.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
fair.
if you think about like, the fishing industry, as you said, if you want to eat fish, you're going to need to buy fish. And unfortunately, in most developed countries, fish, comes from
Yeah.
those large scale shipping industries. Like
I mean,
Yeah.
like, maybe they don't want to eat fish.
I mean, yeah, that could be the alternative.
Yeah, but like, okay, so
Yeah.
like a simple thing, it's like B12 is only rarely found in places outside fish. So it's like if somebody says start eating less fish, and somebody says that I want to have a natural source of B12, what would you like say? I think that
At this point, like you just take the supplement, like
yeah, but like that's also
Sorry,
a
you
health problem.
Okay, I don't exactly understand the science behind B12, so I don't want to say too much.
Mhm.
But like, aren't there lots of community that just like don't eat fish? Like, I feel like they're perfectly
Yeah.
healthy and fine. It's
Yeah,
not like I don't think that I think the argument for eating meat or eating fish that is basically, oh yeah, I need the vitamin, is not really a good argument. I mean, you could argue that yeah, I just like the taste, I want to eat it. I feel like that's a way better of a reason to just eat meat.
no, but like, okay, so if you want to get protein from non-meat sources, you're still getting protein,
Yeah.
but your intake is much lower. So you
No,
have to eat much more quantity of, let's say, pulses to get the same amount of protein as you would from a small amount of
so I
chicken.
feel like if you're making that choice, that dietary choice, it's kind of your responsibility to plan out things like that.
But again, like I said, sometimes you don't know
Yeah,
where it's coming from.
Yeah, you don't
right?
know, but I think that it's a kind of trial and error thing, right?
Yeah. Dr. Ash, what do you think? I think that the whole thing of buying sustainable food, sustainable fish and stuff like that, it's hard sometimes,
Yeah.
just yeah.
Yeah,
Dr.
you're absolutely right. It is challenging, and I'll tell you, it depends a little bit. There are a few places on the planet where people they're just the level of consciousness around these issues is so prevalent that a lot of the stuff that you see being sold and their scale, so the prices are affordable and there's enough of it for it to be available to the larger market. There are very few places like that, and in several, I'm trying to remember, but it was, I think, one of the discussions we'd had, and there was a young person in one of CFR's discussions earlier. There was a young person who asked this question and said that why is it so difficult to be able to afford sustainable edibles, and one of the reasons is that because it comes with a markup, people are not necessarily willing to buy it. But I feel that if we're able, all of us make a decision, it'll drive prices down because markets will be forced to scale. And you find that a lot in places like California, or at least some parts of California, but quite a bit of the state. You find that in some parts of Europe. It's happening more and more in the UK. You certainly find it in New York. But if we all start doing that, we'll start forcing the market to make it available, and also the prices need to come down. But at present, sadly, that's not the case. And you're absolutely right. I mean, it's more novelty, if at all. So you certainly, if you start to look at the world as a whole, there's just we're very far. We're nowhere near there.
Yeah, and I think that it's interesting because so we started getting organic food at home, right? And we were growing papayas at home, and my mom was doing like an organic growth of them. And we started having those, and then the middle our tree died, and we had to get it from the shop, and we could like feel the difference
Like taste
with taste wise, and like the organic one was just so much better because it wasn't like over sweet, like they just pump sugars into the other one, and then organic one was just more pleasant to eat. Sometimes I wonder, why do people go for the non-organic one if it just tastes worse?
I mean, like I used to live in Singapore, right? And over there, I think compared to India, you get a lot of a wider range kind of
Yeah.
foods. So I remember seeing this onion that was like this big. I'm not joking. It was like the size of my head. And my mom was like, why would you buy an onion that big? And I mean, it doesn't taste like onions at all. It just tastes like water. You could literally bite into the onion.
Are you sure it wasn't
Like-
it was a
like-
different variety of
No,
onion?
it was like it was a genetically modified
Oh,
onion.
okay.
And like you could have bitten into that onion like an
Hmm.
apple and you wouldn't have felt anything because it just tasted like water. So I mean, I think that yeah, there's definitely an argument for like buying natural food for the taste.
Yeah.
Speaking of like changing markets and stuff, one of the impacts that Finding Nemo did have is that way more people began buying clownfish.
Yeah.
Because like
Really?
the main character is a clownfish, right?
Uh-huh.
Nemo's a clownfish, Marlin's a clownfish. So after the movie came out, it's like the demand for clownfish just surged.
In like what pet?
Yeah, like as aquarium
In pets or like
Like
eating?
in an
No.
aquarium.
Wait,
You
no,
don't
but
eat
I'm
clownfish.
pretty sure you don't eat clownfish.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
disturbing, but
It's the same thing with like because I play Minecraft and I watch some of them like here offset just laughter. Uh, I remember that like because Minecraft is this game with a large kind of natural landscape. So the developers have to take very conscious decisions about what features they include about animals and stuff. And so they've made a very conscious choice not to include animals like sharks. Because if they do, the expectation is that people would kill the sharks, like get food or get.
Weren't you getting eaten by a shark just yesterday on Minecraft?
That was different.
Okay.
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 So the idea that developers won't include sharks in the game because they know that their games can have this impact on
Yeah.
people. Where if people start killing sharks, it basically stigmatizes sharks, which is not.
Yeah.
not great.
Yeah, I think that
I think
that,
movies play a similar role in that.
yeah, I think movies play a bigger role definitely
Yeah.
than let's say a game because I think it has a wider reach. I think.
Yeah, but like I mean, if you make a conscious choice to include certain features of a species, then you kind of have to anticipate that will have an impact, right?
Do you think that like in the developers of Finding Nemo made like so the fishing choice, right? Do you think that they put that because they wanted to act balanced and have like environmental perspective, or did they just put it because they don't want it to be too much of a utopia?
So like, was it just like an obstacle, or was it like an obstacle thought out from a perspective?
Yeah, exactly. Like, were they trying to like make it a awareness thing, or you know how you have some movies which is predictable, people don't watch it because it's just predictable. So
You have examples?
was it like they chose it because they don't want it to be all good and they wanted to plot around it, or
Wait,
was it
what?
like
You mean like
When-
Nemo being a clownfish?
no, like Nemo being caught in like the fishing?
So
fish net,
all
for
the
example.
like, human.
Yeah, all the human impacts, was that to make a plot or was that for like environmental awareness? Yeah, exactly.
Honestly, I feel like it's not because from
Yeah.
from a writing perspective, right? You need a lot of external obstacles to make an interesting film. So I mean, I don't know what what consequences exist in nature inherently apart from like predators. In which case it's like kind of boring, right? You just spend the whole movie watching people chasing.
I do feel
Nemo.
like the pollution scene, where like
Uh-huh.
I feel like that scene with all the pollution around, that felt like it was more of a statement.
More
than-
flavor, yeah.
It can be both, but
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
just-
obviously,
it's just
obviously.
without the kind of human aspect, it's just not that interesting.
Because one thing in Finding Nemo that we don't see is the human doing the polluting.
Yeah,
We don't see the human polluting. We don't see the human, doing the fish net and stuff. We see the scuba diver like capturing Nemo,
Mhm.
but all of the so-called human-made impacts
yeah.
are.
You don't have
Yeah.
humans
They kind of
actually
face
in it.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they face that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that one thing, if they really wanted to make a statement, they could have probably worked on that.
Yeah, I think. Dr. Ash, what do you think?
Yeah. What do I think about specifically about? Was there a particular question?
Yeah, or just do you think it was a statement or a plot? The human actions, were they like a plot technique or just they were making a statement?
I think a little bit of both. And I mean, I don't know the extent to which there was a very sort of cognizant planning to to put out a statement, but even if it wasn't like the first sort of priority, it definitely made a statement, and I think it helped. There were so many people, and I just want to say that I think Nemo, Dory, the whole movies, the whole series was really a family thing, and I think it created an understanding of some of the ramifications. So I'm not totally sure that was part of a message giving thing, but it was built into it. It might not have been the primary element. It was part of sort of building up all the the momentum in the movies. But I do believe that subliminally, at least, and it was still pretty overt, there was a message giving here, and I think the idea was to weave it into the plot, so it wasn't the top down kind of message giving approach, but at the same time for people to be able to think for themselves what the ramifications are. And I think it was very successful in doing that, and I do believe that it's interesting because I think various generations have watched it, and I just want to say that it isn't only about kids. I think it is about sensitizing kids, but you'd be surprised how many adults are not until it's in your face, maybe, and sometimes even after that, people don't get it. So I think it was very successful in doing that. It definitely did both, but I'm not sure that the message giving was top priority. It was to focus on the plot, but to be able to build in the messages.
I think that's interesting because with like Seaspiracy, I don't know if you guys watched it,
Yeah.
but like those kind of documentaries, because there's so much in your face, sometimes people are like, I don't want to watch this, it's depressing.
Yeah, that was my grandparents and parents' reaction to Seaspiracy.
Yeah, like I don't want to watch it because it's just
Yeah.
too much of an attack on my personal choices, So I think with Finding Nemo, they like slowly slip it in, and that's pretty effective in like doing awareness.
That was the idea of the CFR game show.
Yeah, that was what CFR Game Show was built upon.
Other element of that also kind of going away from the environmentalism a little bit. You see Dory has short-term memory loss, and then there's also this one, I want to say whale,
Mhm.
who's like echolocation doesn't work.
Yeah.
I feel like
The
that
beluga.
also, the beluga.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like there's also kind of like a mental health aspect to it as well, which I'm not sure whether that was intentional or not.
Yeah.
But it's also kind of there as well. So it's kind of serving both.
I think that's interesting.
Speaking of Dory, actually, I have one more interesting point. I was going to ask you a question, but before that, so like, you talk about Inside Out, right?
Yeah.
The main like theme, like the central like purpose of Inside Out was to deal with emotions.
Yep.
The climax was brought about because of that. The entire story was because of that.
Yep.
In Finding Nemo, environmentalism or mental health issues were just a background.
Yeah.
The story wasn't about that.
Yeah.
It might have been a part of it, but yeah. The
Yeah.
question I wanted to ask you: what does Dory say?
Just keep swimming.
We discussed
Yes,
this.
just keep swimming.
What do you think doing the-
No, I don't know the word. See, I remember just keep swimming because I was interrogated about this before the episode, and I was
Okay,
I was
so-
made,
Yesterday, this guy, okay, he's like, I didn't watch. I mean, I don't remember Finding Nemo. And we're like, literally the entire point of today is Finding Nemo. How could you not have watched it?
no, I have
So-
watched it. I was just 5 when I watched it, and
No,
I don't remember what I had for lunch yesterday. You can't expect me to remember what happened in the movie that I watched 10 years ago.
But like, see, that's not the point, right? The point is preparedness. And you know what he did? Today, he watched a summary video. He didn't
Yeah.
even watch the movie.
Yeah,
So
listen, I'm a
whatever-
busy person.
Your T-shirt basically represents your entire
Yeah,
attitude.
Exactly. See, it is an amazing attitude in life. If I could host a complete episode by watching a 4-minute summary, which Shivani hated because of the voice, I think that I do it pretty well.
I mean,
Your entire approach. You should have posted the Hakuna Matata episode.
yeah.
See, the only
Yeah.
I remember Hakuna Matata from this chemistry joke that goes HCNO, and then they ask him to like finish the rest, and the guy puts Matata. That's the only reason why I remember Hakuna Matata.
See?
HC3NO or something like that.
How did you do? Oh, XEO.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
okay, okay.
yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
I love how when me and Bhavan on set, chemistry always comes in. Yesterday, the whole episode got diverted from Marvel to chemistry.
Yeah.
Can you
Swiftly moving
can
on.
you sing?
What?
Just keep going.
Okay, I'm gonna try. Just keep swimming, just keep swimming.
Can you record this piece? Oh, it is getting recorded. It is recorded. I want to extract this piece of recording and make it like my ringtone for Abia, just like when she calls, just keep swimming in her voice. Like that would be amazing.
I would literally kill you.
That should be a voice mail.
Yeah.
Do people actually like send voicemails anymore? I've never sent
I've
voicemail
never.
in my entire.
I don't know how to send it.
Yeah, exactly.
I
I
know
know that Teams.
Yeah, Teams.
sends voicemails.
the only memory of the voicemails I have is from Microsoft Teams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so now that we're done with the tall talk, we are going to move on to concluding the game show, the CFR game show.
Discussing CFR.
Discussing CFR game show. Yeah, so I'm going to remove the pop-up. Cool pop-up there. I think we underuse the pop-ups throughout the game show.
I think we.
I spent so
actually-
much effort.
Oh, Jay's revolting. Jay, it's all your fault. Everything
No,
is your
okay.
fault.
I feel like we should take this moment to kind of appreciate Jay
Yes.
for his work.
Jay, can we have your camera on? For your work on the game show. We want to see your camera on.
Yes, come on.
If
You
he's,
can do
if
that.
he's in the middle of like a really bad place right now, I'm going to put
No.
his camera.
$100. He's like sleeping right now. He's like getting up right now. Like,
No,
what do you
okay,
think?
guys, let's not speculate. Okay, let's wait for
He's
him.
probably panicking right now.
Yeah, he's probably
doing
panicking.
his hair.
Yeah, can somebody check if he's
Yeah.
like panicking on the group?
He has no hair to do, guys. Let's not.
So
Yeah, come on.
yeah, Jay, we're waiting for you.
Put him on balance right now.
See, this is so much less. Like last year, it was so exciting when we had last year we had New Year's face reveal. That was so exciting. Nobody's excited for Jay's face reveal.
Come on.
Why
panicking on Discord.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Let's not force Jay to do anything he doesn't want to do. Jay, if you want to switch on your camera.
Jay's here.
Oh
Jay's
my
here.
God, Jay's here.
Yes. Yes.
You know, I was almost actually gonna come, but then there was no drivers or like anyone to drive me to it.
Yeah, so Jay was gonna be here, but then unfortunately no one could drive him. So
We're not complaining.
no, I miss him. Jay, I miss you.
Okay.
Sure.
So let's also have Ansh on set. He's our back end.
Yeah, come on, Anush.
Who got COVID in the middle. So he went to yeah. So Ansh like come in. Yeah. Yes. Yes. So this is Ansh. Ansh is our back end. He is wearing a mask. Shivani is our Minecraft manager,
Instagram designer.
Instagram designer. Yeah, she's too shy to come on set. Okay, she's coming. She's coming on set.
We're missing so many people right now.
We're missing a lot of people from our team.
Call me, like, on me. Like,
Yeah, call him on like phone. Let's see if Mihir picks up. Mihir's been our star host. He's the funniest person amongst all of us.
Hey, what?
No, this is not.
Mihir is the funniest person
This
amongst us.
is Shivani.
That's Shivani. Shivani's our amazing
I don't
Instagram
have
designer.
his number saved.
This is our lead, as clumsy as ever. Doesn't
Yeah,
have
he
his.
doesn't save anybody's numbers. It's a problem.
Are you
I
talking?
save most numbers. I just. It's
Yeah, none of these should have like numbers saved, so I have to do all the contact
yeah,
tracing
honestly,
and stuff.
I don't think he's actually gonna pick up because it's so weird.
Let's see if Mihir picks up.
We're missing so many people. Like I like.
We're missing quite a few
We're
people.
missing Vedant because Vedant has gone to the US after doing.
Oh
his
yeah,
episodes.
shout out to Shubham. He made some of the pop-ups. So he also did an amazing job. So shout out to him. I don't know where he is. I think we
Shout out to the writing team, guys,
Yes.
for writing all the tall talks. I know it was a long road, but I'm really proud of every single person who wrote a tall talk.
She leads the writing team, so
Yeah.
she feels obligated to do this, but
No, I don't feel obligated
Yeah,
to do
that's
this. I'm genuinely really proud of all the writers.
so Mihir doesn't like us. He didn't pick up. We also blame Bhavya for making the writers rewrite their tall talks
Yeah.
like a couple of times.
Oh my God. We rewrote the tall talks like 50 times and it's literally all his fault.
We also recorded the tall talks 50 times, and that's also his fault.
And I had to edit all of them so many times.
Thank you. Yeah,
Yes.
that was very emotional.
Yes.
Yes.
Can we just talk about like the history of the game show?
Yes. Let's start all the way in like 2020. 2020. Yeah. Okay. Bhavya, go ahead.
Dana and Aryan came up, two members who are no longer part of CFR, unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
We cleared them off.
It's not unfortunate.
It's not unfortunate.
Not unfortunate.
I them.
But see, it's not unfortunate. We like killed them off.
Yeah.
I think that's but
I stop breaking Bhavya.
Yeah, they came up with this idea to do like a monthly webinar. Basically, there would just be, it would take on Instagram, it would be an Instagram live where the host would discuss pressing climate issues once a month for our entire school, right? And so, we were like, okay, fine, let's plan this out. So we told them to plan it out, give us like, a document, tell us what it's going to be, send us a report.
which
And-
they didn't do.
Which they didn't do.
We
but
still
it's
don't
fine.
have the
No,
document.
we do.
We do have that.
Yeah,
Okay.
because 1 year later, Aryan, I keep telling him, he writes me an email with this one-page Word document. And it is the most horrible thing I have seen in my life.
You've seen a lot of horrible
I
things in your
have.
life.
And I message him and I'm like, what is this? and he tells me, you know what, I don't want to do this. It was an idea. Unfortunately, it didn't work out because
Yeah.
he did NatCon.
Okay,
We both
guys.
did NatCon.
Yeah.
Idea people are not execution people.
Yeah.
Like
Excuse
let-
me, me and Bhavya do the idea and the
No,
execution.
okay. We all know how long you guys take to
Wait,
decide
wait.
things.
I like to
okay?
think that the idea was everyone. Can we move on?
Okay,
Yeah.
so all right, so then
Right.
anyway, then last year, we reformed CFR in March, and we were like, you know what, game show, it sounds cool, we want to do it. And in this case, right, the idea was we were really tired of the fact that people kept pushing climate change in our face. Right? We did not like it at all.
Yeah.
And basically what we wanted is a reason for people to appreciate the
God.
beauty in nature,
Yeah.
the world, and to really kind of want to protect the planet. And I will give a shout out.
No, please. Okay, do it. If you must.
To who? Wait, what?
Lord of the Rings.
Oh my God.
Ansh, how did you not get that?
And I'm
I give a
disappointed.
shout out to J.R.R. Tolkien and to the Lord of the Rings and all of his other works.
Yeah.
Because Tolkien was a big nature lover and he wrote a lot about the industrialization of Britain during the Industrial Revolution, and it was always like a subtext throughout all of his writing, right? Even at the tiny books that I was just reading. And yeah, to move on.
No, I just want to make something clear.
Yeah.
He's made over 35 people watch The Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
35, excuse me, 37.
Right. So
37.
no,
Okay,
so
moving.
that was a point in CFR where you could give an amazing application, but you wouldn't be taken in unless you watched the Lord of the Rings.
It was part of the interview.
was-
Yeah,
yeah,
it was
it was
part
fine.
of the application
Yeah.
process. It was actually pretty big deal. So
Yeah.
this guy certified insane person.
Yeah.
But
So,
yeah.
Tolkien geek, yeah. Anyway, so then,
Like,
oh yeah. Anyway, so you had a blog on Tolkien. Anyway, moving on. The game show, right? That was the idea. And we came up with a list of 8 episodes because inspired by you, Ansh, actually. I've told you this a few times.
Yes.
But he was just like, it would be so cool to have like an episode about astronomy. And he said this was a joke. And I was like, yeah, it would be cool to have an episode about astronomy.
Yeah,
Because-
so spoiler alert, all of our initial episode ideas never made the cut. So
Yeah.
No, Harry Potter was from the start.
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter has been the one from the start.
I was really disappointed because astronomy is really.
Yeah, and then we also decided on chemistry, which I think would have been a really good episode because we talk about chemistry all the time.
No, we also had arts and literature,
Yeah,
like
so this
music.
is our old board. You can see Protect Our Planet over there.
We can now put this
Uh,
last final.
This is from
Of the
December.
timeline.
That is here right there.
Oh, that is not me, guys.
All the different people who led CFR is Athar from State Farm. Is he on? Oh,
oh my god, this is not is that
Is there?
it's that Athar. It's
Yeah.
Athar, your name right there.
Yes.
And yeah, so basically these were the episodes, and astronomy was
Wait,
one
why is my name cut?
because
Jay, if we haven't made it abundantly clear, we don't like you.
and
yeah, don't listen to him.
It's true.
No, don't listen to him either. Stop it, guys.
So as you know, people love space, and so the idea was that we'd talk to people about space and climate change and kind of just get them to appreciate it. And this was December. We had an initial idea. Our initial idea was like September game show, September 2021. We pushed it back because our team wasn't working.
September 23rd.
September 23rd.
Yeah,
So
September
My
23rd.
mom's
you know why?
birthday.
23rd?
No.
Do any of you remember?
I remember it was something related to Tolkien.
It was Lord of the Rings.
It was not. September 23rd is Bilbo's birthday. Bilbo and Frodo's birthday.
Oh my God, guys.
Anyway,
Right.
so December was back, and the idea to evolve. The idea of the tall talks came up. Do you remember how long we spent naming the game show?
Oh, I want to say
Oh
that
my
I was the one who came up with tall talks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, we had-
no, I was not, because see, we were talking about like small talk.
So the table talk.
So we started with table talk, and then we as all CFR discussions go, we started talking about how people try to have small talk when they meet somebody, and then I said tall talk.
What does talk mean? No
It
one
does.
knows.
It's just the opposite of small talk.
Oh,
It is,
Right.
yeah,
It's like big talk.
Yeah.
because
Why
we
didn't
had
you name it
to
big
write
yeah, exactly.
small talk.
Exactly. So it went from people doing small talk. Shivani is an example of people who do small talk, and then
No
it evolved into
way.
tall talk.
Okay, like, wait.
Small talks like ghost student.
Wait, Bhavya. Really big, like, I don't know, a shout out or thank you to Miss Palvi because for the
Yeah,
name.
Miss Pallavi, okay? So she came up with the idea of getting played.
Yeah.
It was a joke.
Wait,
but-
really?
Yeah, Miss Palvi
I
came up
didn't
with
know
it.
this.
And it was a joke because we were thinking about so many different things. Like little egos related to like.
I don't
Oh,
know.
yeah,
I always stay out of naming discussions because these guys spend like
No.
10 hours on one name. I don't have so much time.
Remember how he mentioned he was the idea person? He lied. Okay, he never gets involved in any ideation whatsoever. Still,
Basically, Vince used this.
So then,
Right.
I'm just really enjoying this conversation.
Yes.
Yeah, same. I'm very nostalgic.
Oh, and fun fact. So then we like fast forward, we like invited all our guests. We had like all the content ready. And then I was talking to my dad about how the game is going to happen in June. And he's just like, why don't you make it 3 weeks, 2 episodes a week? And then we were just like, that's such a smart idea.
We debated that.
Yeah.
We debated every
Okay,
little
guys.
thing about
Yeah.
the game show.
the thing about CFR is when you put a bunch of people who are used to being right together in like
It
one
goes
group,
off.
it ends in like 5-hour discussions about completely pointless
No, but
things.
like, okay, so the discussion of making it 3 weeks was the shortest. It finished in like hour.
Yeah.
I was really against it. initially,
Yeah,
because I
you-
was like, I want to start on June 11th. because
Yeah.
June 11th
It was like
It
one,
was
one.
all for the CFR.
Yeah. So you were going to start on June 11th, and then we were just like, let's start on June 10th.
Anyway, so open the little. Some stuff from.
Whoa, the light.
Oh my
The
God.
light's gonna fall, but okay, yeah. So this is a writing pad from our trailer where me and Ansh were fighting. Yeah, so me and Ansh were fighting about the design of a house. Yeah,
This is back to acting.
yeah.
Uh,
We're very yeah. This is
Yeah,
this is what-
this is the model house plan.
so we fought over this throughout the trailer.
We thought of-
And the structure of the
Yeah, the episode.
So
Yeah, so that's from our trailer.
like 2 games which never happened.
The quiz is the second game.
Oops, never mind.
Yeah.
Guys, forget I said anything. I didn't say anything.
unless like there's a chart paper.
There is.
Yeah, but no,
Get it. Oh.
no. Okay.
Destroy our set.
So we're currently in the process of destroying our set, which is fine because it's the last episode.
This is because
Unfortunately.
so much effort been put into it, and there's so many like little jokes.
Yeah.
All these pieces
Yeah,
of chart-
one of
Oh yeah, we planned to have it in September, like this.
one of the main jokes was that Bhavya is such a good leader. And that like in the sense wait. In the sense that I remember I was 3D modeling the model house, right? And you genuinely asked me to move a wall 0.5 centimeters. I'm not even joking.
No, you see 0.5 is nothing. He asked Ananya to move it by like 2 mm.
It's only 2 millimeters.
Okay, no, but another shout out for the whole game show, and that is the pop movement.
Yeah.
Dr. Ash and the whole of the pop movement has been there with us right from the beginning. And I think Ivan's here. Shout out to Ivan. He's
Yeah.
been getting up at like 5 a.m. for each one of our episodes to make sure that the meeting is started. Ivan's here. So big shout out to Ivan. I'm going to spotlight him. It has been amazing. So yes, the pop movement has been there with us throughout, and we couldn't be more thankful.
Honestly, the
Uh,
support we got was really incredible.
Yes.
I mean, like, to take it from the kind of chaotic thing
Bunch.
that you can see right now to what it has become. I think it's
Yes.
really cool.
So
And we're really
yes.
grateful.
And it's like,
You have made a brilliant work. I really admire you and your motivation, your commitment, and also like your effort and the knowledge that you have gotten from that. I remember the show that you invited me to. I was doing the quizzes, and all of you were higher than me, which I'm supposed to be the specialist in the area. So,
Yes, I remember. Was it Daniela? Daniela beat Ivan. I
Daniela
think.
beat Ivan,
Yes,
yeah.
Daniela beat Ivan.
I
Yeah. No.
yes,
See,
and you
Bhavya,
also.
Bhavya kept
Why
topping
would
all
you
the
bring
quizzes.
that up?
No, Bhavya kept topping all the quizzes, and then we like disqualified him
Yeah,
every episode.
refuse to.
Yeah,
Refuse to just after he won, they took him out.
yeah, just after the one.
I didn't even like know the questions. It's like,
Yeah.
it's
So anyway,
Stop showing off.
yeah.
Yeah,
I know.
Bhavya, come on.
Come on, Bhavya, you beat all of us in school. Is that not enough for you?
So guys, let's not make this about school.
No, let's make this about school. Grade. Come on. help me.
No, I'm cut right. I'm
we
put at the
reformed
bench.
CFR a long time ago. I
Oh,
mean,
that's
Okay, yes.
yeah.
Yeah. So Shivani, I think Shivani needs sleep. I think all of us need
I
sleep.
slept for 4 hours.
But yeah, same. But the game show has been amazing. We
And we have ideas for the future.
have ideas for the
Yes.
future. We don't know how to feel about the game show being over either.
I
So
think it's pretty bittersweet, but
yes.
very proud of all of
I
us.
just feel like we keep this going, like we end the game show and
Yeah.
just like let people stay if they want.
Let people say, yeah, sure, why not? Although I thought we were planning to sleep after the game show gets over.
No, you were planning. to
You were
sleep.
planning to sleep. Exactly.
I'm sorry, are you guys not tired?
No, not really.
Oh, we are getting requests for season 2.
Yeah, we should do it.
Yes,
I
we
do it.
should.
Let's do it, guys.
Okay,
I said let's do it, and you were like, no.
okay, listen.
No, I was not there.
Listen,
I
take this from experience. This is the second time I'm holding an event.
We can make season 2 so much better. So much. Okay, so
So-
the game show was really cool. The concept, the idea, I think it's absolutely amazing. The execution.
Yeah, no, see, that's
Okay, guys.
yeah, but like, okay, fine. We'll discuss this later.
Yeah,
no, see,
We don't want to fight on
But
camera.
if we have a season 2, we definitely want you all to be there.
Yes,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
yes, yeah. We will
A big
expect.
thank you to all the people who showed up.
Yes. Shout out to Atharv. He's probably winning the game show.
Yeah.
No speculation.
Wait.
Remember our like 6-hour debate on how the leaderboard should work?
Yes, so we spent 6 hours, and within the 6 hours, I remember getting a COVID test as well. But we basically discussed how the leaderboard should work.
And there were 2 options. There was like, should there be groups? Should there be individuals?
Oh my god.
I actually remember just constantly popping up into that meeting. Like every 1 hour, I would pop up for 5 minutes and then leave. And you guys wouldn't.
Yeah, and then once, okay, we had to scrap the whole idea because it wouldn't fit on the phone screen.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Yeah,
We made the, oh my God, we've done
Can
so
we not? Can we not? It's done. It's
all
over.
the Python programs, all the bot stuff that like
Yeah.
we did,
Oh
Yeah.
my god, the bot.
all of,
the bot, yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
you know-
shout out to Custom Command Bot, which we have used to make all our games on Discord. I still hate Bhavya for making me like redo the game system every 2 months. But apart from that,
It's
uh,
just how puppy is.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
basically, shout out to everyone in CFR for putting up with me.
Yes, yes. Shout out to everybody at CFR for putting up with Bhavya. That's a big requirement.
Yes.
Yes.
I want, see, I want like thank all of you, but also I really don't now. Like I can't.
See, okay, listen. There are
Thank you.
see, Bhavya can do a lot of things we can't do, but there are 2 things that Bhavya can't do. Thank people and
Excuse
say
me,
bye.
sorry.
And say bye. And say bye.
Wait.
Okay, like
One incident.
okay, no wait. Okay, so Dr. Ash, Ivan, can you testify how many times Bhavya has just said, Ved, can you end the meeting? Because he didn't know what to say. Just I think this is every
I don't
meeting.
think we need to go there.
I think this is every pop meeting.
Okay. See, we've done a shout out to pretty much everyone, but
No,
I
wait.
no, Bhavya deserves a lot of credit for this.
Yes,
It really
yes, that is correct. Bhavya does this a lot.
Wait.
I'm like complimenting now because now it's just like a formality. Okay, I'll do it at the end.
We'll do it at the end.
This is
Okay.
the end.
This is the end.
This is the end.
No, wait.
I just want to say, right?
Are we
there's
including
some-
Jay again?
No, we're not including.
No,
it.
no,
Oh,
let him finish.
Okay.
Let him
Okay.
See, the CFR game show would definitely not be here if it wasn't for like some members of the team. Like you guys just like constantly worked on it. You were inspired by the idea. And like the motivation, as Dr. Ash and Ivan said, was just like so incredible. Like the fact that he was just always online, always like on CFR for every meeting that we would have, writer meeting, logistics, whatever it was, content. The fact that he got the quizzes done, the fact that he got the scavenger hunt, the games kind of made
The
up,
color grading.
color grading,
Color
everything.
grading.
It's really amazing because not a lot of people can do that, and it's actually really cool. The fact that like Ved and Nadia, you guys pretty much like led the game show over the past like 2 or 3 weeks, is also just like so cool because unfortunately I was not able to as well. The fact that like Ansh showed up here pretty much every day, except for the COVID days. You kind of like just like stay
Are we
backstage.
gonna call them the COVID
The
days?
COVID days. The COVID. The fact that like Ved, you worked on this through COVID. The fact that like Ansh,
I worked on this through COVID.
yeah, you worked on this through COVID.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, you
yeah.
got the COVID.
Yeah, I got COVID in Jan. Yeah.
Jan or something, yeah. And like it's been 1 year, right? The fact that like you worked on the Instagram posts, worked
Whoa.
on the Instagram posts.
Wait,
Yeah.
you don't even listen. That's me.
No, no,
I mean,
we
the,
missed
the writer, the writing.
The writing team.
I
Big shout out.
know We kind of, I kind of,
mistreated them, abused them.
Okay.
hurt them.
yeah, I worked a little hard.
You think?
Can we please call up Sharanya or somebody?
Yeah,
The fact that Bhavya is admitting that he worked them hard means that he really grilled them. Like
Yeah.
that just
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm very proud of the writing.
And then after they were done writing, I told them to cut 200 words off of each topic.
Yeah. Big shout out to Bhavya's parents for like having us every weekend.
Bhavya's house.
This is Bhavya's house. So big shout out to his parents for like handling us whenever we showed up at his house. I'm pretty sure Bhavya didn't inform them about half the times we showed up.
yeah.
So they were just like there were times where I walked into the house and they were just like, oh, you're here again.
Okay.
So big shout out to them as well. And no, it was just like that. So yes, I think we're done with all the shout outs. We
Yes.
went through the
Thank you.
story.
I'm missing like certain people. The Ananya.
Yeah.
Just what? Oh my God, Miss Nitesh.
I can't
Yeah.
believe I forgot, but yeah, Mr. Nitesh.
Okay, Miss Nitesh, biology teacher. He's not here.
He's not.
He didn't watch anything.
He didn't watch any of the game.
You know what?
Disappointed.
Disappointed. Yeah. He's shifting to the UK as well with Dave, but like living together.
To clarify, they're both shifting to UK separately, but at the same time.
Like he was like he's the reason that like CFR pretty much exists, I guess. In the
Yes.
first place, he came with the idea. He was with the team, really excited about the entire project, I guess.
You gave a lot of advice and
A
help.
lot of advice,
Yes.
like motivation, I suppose. And who else are we missing?
I still have like his long paragraph saved from from the old WhatsApp group where he's just giving us motivation
Yeah.
constantly. So I still have those messages saved.
I think
The
if
game show has been around since before the WhatsApp group.
Yeah.
Really?
yeah,
Yes.
guys,
Wow.
basically to conclude, the game show wouldn't have existed without a whole bunch of people.
Yes.
You know, it takes a village to raise a child, and the game show is basically our child. So yeah, really grateful for
Yes.
everybody involved.
Yes. I think with that. Oh, we have Shreya here. We forgot Shreya.
Oh,
Shreya's here.
my God.
Hi, Shreya.
Hi.
So Shreya is one more of the villagers.
I think she
Yeah.
really can really help.
Yeah, Shreya definitely helped.
The vision.
Yeah.
Of what the game show would look like.
Mhm.
We had so many plans that like didn't get executed. We had a gigantic table that was going to be on
Yeah.
the side and like a TV screen so that you could see the guests and everyone.
Yeah.
Kind of never happened, unfortunately.
I told Bhavya that there would be glare. He wouldn't listen to me.
Yeah.
It's taken me a lot to admit this, but Shreya did a lot of work because we have a little bit of a rivalry. But either way, good job.
Ansh, are you accepting?
Shut up!
Are you
Shut up!
accepting
Wait.
this defeat?
Yeah, I'm accepting defeat.
Okay, so
Guys, we
Ansh
will
is
be
accepting
taking
defeat.
back.
Good.
Okay, why? Do you not want to? Do you not want to like stay with these people? Do you want to?
Let's
Are
say
you telling them that you don't want to see
let's say
them?
bye and then do an after show.
I feel
Okay.
like I might cry.
Yeah.
You need
My
carrots.
mom.
No,
my
it's
mom
okay.
was ready for
Yes, okay, let's wrap up. It is 6:30. That is our wrap up time today. We're ending.
wait.
I'm pretty sure Jay didn't know that, but we are ending early. It was a decision.
Let me say 3 things, please.
Yeah, Jay wants to say some
Oh,
stuff.
Okay, now first I was gonna make fun of what's written in Bhavya's t-shirt, which says live, love, and laugh, which is the opposite of what he does.
I never thought Jay would be the one. Yeah, I never thought Jay would be Bhavya.
I didn't want to say it after the compliments and everything. Second thing is we'll also compile the points pretty soon, so stay tuned for that.
Yeah.
Keep checking our Discord. And the third thing,
My laptop has died. It's like non-existent. So once that's back up, I will be tabulating the points.
Yes, and we will announce the winners soon.
Yes.
So stay tuned for that.
So it will take us a week because my laptop needs to get repaired.
And
But after that,
certificates. So-
certificates and cash prizes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Those are
please
some-
keep your ear out on the
Amazon gift
Discord
card.
server.
Amazon gift cards. You guys can start browsing your Amazon if you think you're going to win.
We're going off.
Hey,
It's a probability.
Okay. So yes. So with that, because Bhavya doesn't know how to end, Abhya really wants to end this. So I'm going to be the middle person and end it.
the game show's been amazing.
Yes.
Thank you all.
For ending the game show, it's a historic moment. Can we note the time? It is 6 minutes, 32 seconds, 32 minutes and 30 seconds.
Before that, remember when we finished the aircraft database?
Yeah.
This will work.
It
See,
does. It does.
I wouldn't know because
It's
so
there.
so
I
they,
will-
so they spent like a whole day, I think, on
No,
call.
so we spent
12 hours.
3 days. 3 days. 3 days. I think we had calls for over 40 hours on those
Wow.
3 days. The longest CFR call, which ran for about 14 hours. I think.
12.
Yeah,
right?
14, it was 14.
I mean, so yeah.
It's
somewhere
from
around-
morning to
yeah.
evening. I
Fun
remember.
fact, I ditched all of them.
I hate
Yes.
you for it.
Guys, this is Wayne.
I managed to make excuses to ditch all of the meetings back to back.
It was disappointing.
But anyway, so we made like a database and like we at night, this was like Anshu was there, Lena was there,
He was there.
he wasn't there.
There was that.
Yeah, I was there. I slept in between, but I was there with you and Rena on like the mark.
It was Lena and me. You
Yeah,
were
I left a little
I
bit.
was there, but no,
Yeah.
hold on.
yeah, so we kind of
And
finished,
she left because he had bedtime.
we made a database.
Jay.
Guys, let him finish.
We made a database of I think 3,700 aircraft manually, and we ended the last value.
We ended up not using it at all.
No, we will do it.
Really?
We will, maybe. I don't know. The
I
research
hate
is
you.
done. The research
Bhavya,
is done.
I have sincere advice. Use it, otherwise there will be a mob at your house of CFR
I
members.
will join the mob. We spent like so much time.
Okay, but I'm going to come back to like ending the episode. For the fifth time. This has been amazing. And we will now be signing off on the game show.
Yeah,
We will
thank you
be-
so much.
We will be uploading some of the shorter clips on our YouTube channel. I'm not sure what plans Bhavya has for Instagram because apparently I don't know what he has. I don't know. He's Bhavya. He's quite unpredictable. But anyways, we have loved the game show. We have loved all our audience and we hope you enjoyed it as well. And that is it. That is the end of the CFR game show.
And before
Don't
I
leave, don't leave,
Don't
don't
leave.
leave.
Before I cry.
No, no leaving.
I'm just like,
The rest of you can leave.
I'm stopping the recording.
Okay, yeah. Wow, we're done.
Oh, never mind. Okay, so I think we will end the meeting.
So
We will-
thanks for joining.
Yes, thank you for joining.
Are we muted?
No, we're not muted. We will start wrapping up the set. I think Bhavya's parents will be delighted to have us out of the house.
Mission.
Uh,
Mission.
we are going.
We are going?
Yeah, we have to leave. So we have to leave. So this has been amazing, and we hope to see you guys soon. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Congratulations. It's been
Thank you so
incredible.
much.
Thank
We
you.
can't wait to see you. Yeah. Next, as we continue with the game show. Well done.
Thank you.
Heartiest congratulations, you guys. Amazing.
Thank you.
Get word out.
Yeah.